What I learned a long time ago is that champions, they do it, then they feel good. Versus everyone wants to feel good to do it.
What's up, my beautiful people?
We have a gentleman in the house that built an 8-figure plus business with over 150 reps. He does street interviews with interesting people. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Michael Barayev in the house.
So one of the things I learned is that instead of being interesting, you have to learn how to be interested. You either make a lot of money or you have a high ego. Pick one. If you want the money, you got to go out there and be interested in other people. So when you have pain, it's a direct signal for you to say, hey, pay attention. Something is going on in your life right now. But when you focus on other people and you focus on changing other people's lives and building a team, that's when the real juice kicks in. That's when the real money kicks in. I don't want to get rich. I want to get rich for sure. And if you want to get rich for sure, you have to go through the process. Can you take your skill set and transfer it into another human being? If you cannot do that, why are you thinking about being an entrepreneur? You'll be surprised that I wake up in the morning, the devil's afraid when I wake up because I'm excited about life. I'm excited about where I'm going.
What's up, my beautiful people? It's Matthew Campoli, and we're here not in the studio. We're in a really big property, actually, in Fort Lauderdale. $30 million listing by a gentleman named Brady Thrasher. I'm going to plug that in. He gave us the luxury of hosting an incredible episode you guys are going to see today in this beautiful property. And it's also my birthday.
Oh, yeah, it's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
thanks, guys. So you're going to be watching this after my birthday, but in case you didn't hit me up today, make sure you message me
And send the gifts.
in this moment. It could be 2 weeks from now, it could be 3 weeks from now, but I need a message from you. If not, you're cut off. But what we're going to do is I have Tara in the building with me today, and she is going to do a really nice introduction of our guest who has blessed us with his presence.
My very first time doing an introduction.
And she might be a little nervous, so we're going to bear with her, but we're going to send her the best wishes and vibes right now as she goes into it.
Okay. So we have a gentleman in the house that built an 8-figure plus business with over 150 reps. And you might have seen him on social media. He does interviews, street interviews with interesting people. And I actually met him on the street. And I see this guy with a cameraman. And I'm like, I wish he picks me. I wish he picks me. And then he did, obviously, because I look good. And and then that's how we met. He's an interesting character. You're going to love him. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Michael Barayev in the house.
I appreciate the introduction. Well, you know, the cool thing is that we didn't meet in the street. We met in the street corner. You got to be very specific.
Corner.
It was a street corner.
Okay.
But she had great energy. And I was like, listen, I got to interview people. So I'm the kind of guy, like when I go to people in the streets, if anybody knows, if you're within 3 feet within me, I'm talking to you about something, right? Because that's how you meet people.
Yeah.
So one of my friends was like, why don't you start doing interviews? It's going to blow you up because you have a great character. You have, you're funny, this and that. It's like, you know what? Screw this. Let me start go out there and asking people real questions. Because a lot of these young guys you see on social media, TikTok, they're asking stupid questions, making the girls look stupid, making the guys look stupid. I'm like, I don't want to make people stupid. I want to inspire young people. I want to inspire young entrepreneurs, the next generation. So let's ask some cool business questions because nobody's doing that. And it just took off.
You know what? I don't go on social media a lot, but his content actually makes me stop scrolling. And you really know what to ask. You know what to ask. How did you end up knowing exactly what to ask to keep the audience interested?
It's a great question. So one of the things I learned is that instead of being interesting, you have to learn how to be interested, right? So I'm very interested in other people. And a lot of salespeople make this mistake. They're like, how can I show them who I am? How can I show them how my product is amazing? My service is amazing. I'm the best. And in reality, all you're doing is just inflating your ego and you go out of the house with no money. So one of my mentors a long time ago said, hey, listen, you either make a lot of money or you have a high ego. Pick one.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw the ego. I want the money. Right? And if you want the money, you got to go out there and be interested in other people. So stop being interesting, be interested. So for me, I'm a very curious person. I want to know, I'm interested to know, why did someone say X, Y, and Z? Why did he say that? Why? Like, why didn't the customer buy the product from me? Why, when I sat there for 30 minutes and I explained to him all the value, all the benefits, for whatever reason, he just didn't buy the product or she didn't buy the product? So to me, I started getting into curious mode. And when you get into curious mode, you become like a 5-year-old. You remember when you were 5 years old? Like you're sitting there asking questions, you're curious, and you're just naive to everything. Yeah. So that's how I go out there in the marketplace, whether I'm selling something, whatever it may be. I'm just curious to know what is important for this person. Who is this person? So because I'm so curious, I'm able to ask amazing questions because it just flows through the dome, right? I don't prepare the questions. My questions are all raw. I see you based on the conversation I have. I'll ask you certain questions, and then the editing team finds out the good questions out there and just bangs it out.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And it's similar to podcasting too. Like some people will come like super prepared, and it's like following a structure of like, I need to ask this and then this next and then this next and this next. But We're just flowing with the guests.
I promise you, a lot of the
We can
questions you wrote down, you're probably not going to end up
You wanna see
asking.
how much I wrote down?
I'll even answer some of those questions.
Barely anything. This is how I roll. So,
Yeah.
but let's jump into who you are. Just quick high level of your background. You're CEO of a couple of different things. Just to share with the audience, then we'll dive into
Yeah.
some other
So
stuff.
I pretty much started, in sales many years ago. 17 years old, started, selling jewelry dishing in 47th Street in Manhattan, and it was tough. I was getting brutalized because nobody wanted to hire me. Like I went door to door to like Foot Locker, McDonald's, Burger King didn't even hire me. So I was like,
Why?
I gotta get a job.
Why?
I don't know. I think
Burger King didn't hire
okay,
you?
who you see today is a refined version of Michael Barayev. But just imagine Michael Barayev just on like 10x the energy, not contained, and just sporadic and just very high energy, high intensity. And so people didn't really like that maybe. I don't know. I just had a vision and a passion to become something of myself, and I wanted to inspire the world somehow.
People want followers. They would hire followers. You're not a follower, and that's probably why.
Maybe. I mean, I was always the guy. I was diagnosed from everything from ADD, ABC, everything from fucking A to Z. I'm not allowed to curse here. I'm sorry. Can I be myself?
I have those too.
Okay.
All of those.
You have all those too?
ABCD.
I got everything from everything A to Z, right?
I have ABC too.
But they said I had oppositional, those are my favorite one, ODD, oppositional defiant disorder. I was like, really? I was like, okay, great. Yeah, I'm opposing poverty mentality. Yeah, I'm opposing to be poor. I'm opposing to be average. I'm opposing to be regular. I want to be special. I don't want to be ordinary. I want to be extraordinary. And in order to be extraordinary, you got to do extra shit. Extra work, extra time in the gym, extra energy, extra effort. So to me at that age, nobody wanted me. I was like, okay, great. I'm going to figure this sucker out. Went into the Diamond District and then, did network marketing for a couple of years, which really changed my life because
It's facts.
at 19 years old, I met a mentor in the gym. That's how I met the guy. He had 7 children. And when he said he had 7 children, my ears pricked up. I was like, 7 children? Can I be your 8th child, sir? Like, can you help me? I want to learn. I'm like, because I was thinking this, 7 kids, he's feeding them somehow.
Yeah.
He has to have some kind of way of making money. And he was a business owner. And he put me under his wing. And that's when my life changed at 19.
So you did network marketing.
I did network marketing
Did
for
you
about
hate
5
it?
years. So, I'm sorry?
Did you hate it?
I didn't hate it. I hated the process. But then I learned to love the process. See, a lot of people, they want the result. But imagine this. A bamboo tree, when you plant, I don't know if you ever heard of the story about
3 years?
bamboo trees. It takes 5 years of you planting
5 years.
every single day. You miss a day, you miss a week, it dies, right? You have to keep planting. You plant it, you got to keep watering it and watering it and watering it. Sunlight and water. You keep doing that for 5 years straight.
And nothing happens.
Then it starts growing 3 feet a day.
Wow.
Hopefully you're not sitting on the ground that day, okay? Because it's going to spurt up really fast, right? But it's a danger. It's crazy because for 5 years you don't see nothing. But what you have to understand is that everything is growing in the roots. So that's what was happening to me for 5 years. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. If I told you how much money I made, it was less than $35,000 a year all those 5 years.
Wow.
But then 24 kicked in, right? My friend was doing Time Warner Cable Spectrum, which is, I don't know if you guys had it in Toronto or whatever, but it's not network marketing. It was a telecom company, which sells internet and, and TV services.
Yep.
And my friend was making 50 grand a year. And I was like, this guy's so lazy. Like if he's making 50 grand, a guy like me, I'm going to go out there and get 100. That was my goal at that time. I want to make 100 grand. Like that was the number, right? I was 23, 24 years old. Like I got to hit 100 grand. So I did that. And pretty much 11 months into the job, they fired me. Because I was too energetic, too Michael Barayev. I was just not following their rules because they wanted me to set up a table in the street and get customers. And I did that. But I'm like, when it gets dark, nobody can really see me. What if I go knock on some doors from 6 to 9? And I wasn't allowed to knock. I'm like, why not? I'm getting customers. What do you care where it comes from?
Yeah.
So I ended up getting fired, right?
Wow.
The next day, I ended up working for the competition. And I told them, is it door to door? They said, yes. I said, perfect. Because I want to go door to door, because I want to go, I don't want to sit there and wait for money. I want to go attack. I want to go get the money. So that's what ended up happening. That's what changed my life like completely because, I made 139,000 in like 11 months. And that's when my mind went like, okay, all the things that I learned in network marketing, which was educate yourself, build yourself up. And the second thing I learned was building teams.
Yes.
See, everyone's trying to do everything by themselves. Real estate agents have a hard time with understanding this.
Huge time.
They always want to do it by themselves. It's all about solo YOLO. Let me see how I can get a listing, how I can do this. It's all about I. And it doesn't work. But when you focus on other people and you focus on changing other people's lives and building a team, that's when the real juice kicks in. That's when the real money kicks in. So I started my business in 2016 and it exploded. In 2.5 years, we had 150 salespeople, 156 employees in the company, and it was incredible, right? It was awesome. And that was the explosion of the bamboo tree, all because of me planting those seeds and not giving up and just going every day, day in, day out, just knocking, hustling, grinding, and eventually the results kicked in.
That is very inspiring. The fact that you didn't give up and the fact that you get rejected when you go door knocking a lot. And how did you deal with that? Because that's my problem. Like
Rejection?
It's a lot
Yeah.
of people's problem.
Door
I mean, to
knocking.
be honest with you, I thrive on rejection. Now I do. Back then I didn't, right? Because me growing up, I came from a crazy childhood. Just to give you a little background on me when I was a kid, that's going to help someone in the audience. Because it may inspire you. You watching this video, you may say, oh, I relate with this specific part of the story. My mom and my dad were killing each other and abusing each other mentally, emotionally, and physically. It was an unhealthy relationship. As a child, to see that it was not healthy. Not just one time or two times. I'm talking about 13, 14 years of constant abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. Now, I love my parents, but I always say this. My mom gave me the one thing that no one can ever give me, which is massive amounts of love. She gave me so much love that she taught me how to be empathetic and how to care for other people and have a heart. You know what I mean? My father, on the other end, was a very like totalitarian dictator. Like if I said this is going to happen, it was done deal. There was no negotiation. There was no conversation. And that's not the right thing to do. Not really. But he also implemented a lot of physical abuse and mental abuse. At the end of the day, I love my dad, but he gave me massive amounts of pain.
Yeah.
Massive amounts. So you take the love and you take the pain, you put it together, it created a Michael Barayev. It created a beast, an ambitious monster that wanted to prove the world that I can become somebody, right? Do I recommend everyone going out there abusing their kids? No. But if it does happen to someone, it's okay. I ended up in foster care at 14 years old. I was getting kicked out of all kinds of schools. You know, I went through 9 schools. 8 schools kicked me out.
Wow.
The 9th one almost kicked me out, but it was too late because I was graduating, right? Thank you, Forest Hills High School. Thank you for not firing me, right? And getting rid of me. But I ended up graduating, and I went to college for a little bit because foster care paid for that. And because they were paying me to go to school, I'm like, screw this. But I was so lost and confused, you know, until I was 19 and met my mentor. But my whole life, you know, I was put down and made to feel like I was alone and by myself, and I couldn't achieve anything. People laughed at me. People used to pick on me and bully me because I was a skinny little kid. So my life was a little bit of a nightmare, right? And you can say, like, listen, emotional, you know, having high EQ is very important. Me growing up as a teenager, I had no control of my emotions. Like I was angry, I was sad, I was all over the fucking place. But then I learned how to channel that energy towards something that's specific, which Think and Grow Rich, which is a great book, right? You guys could put a book here. It's an amazing, amazing book that I read multiple times. And one of the things he talked about was, you know, sexual transmutation. But there's other ways of transmuting energy. Channel the energy towards a dream, a goal. But from 19 on, I made a decision. Enough is enough. I'm changing my life. That's it. But it took some years to take out all those weeds, right? Because if you go through a farm and there's a bunch of weeds over there, you're not going to remove the weed. It's so much. And there's negative thoughts here, negative thoughts there. So how do you change the negative thoughts? You don't. You just dilute it with a lot of positivity. So for the past 13, 14 years, almost 15 years, right? All I've been doing is what? Just dumping in positive information to my head. Reading books. I read 50 books a year, every single year. And I count. I have it written down, right? And it's not just cockamamie stuff, not fictional bullshit. Books that can change your fucking mind. How to think, how to talk, how to speak, how to do business, how to market. Like right now I'm learning a book about Google SEO because I want to learn that. There's different things. Just educate yourself, right? Hours of education on a consistent basis. I drove here. I listen to music. I'm not a weirdo, but why not put on an audiobook? Why not educate yourself a little bit and be ahead of the curve? Remember, extra to be extraordinary. So that's how my life kind of changed. And now we have a solar company. We have a government contract to give out tablets and phones to the low-income community. We have a water filtration company we're building right now. We have a coaching and consulting company for salespeople and companies that want to build their sales teams. So we have a couple of things going on, but I'm grateful because at the end of the day, don't look how amazing I am. Just look how amazing God is because God chose me. Every day I walk into my apartment, I have a beautiful view, beautiful life. I pinch myself and say, thank you, God, for choosing me and not choosing my neighbor. He chose me to become who I needed to become. And he put me through a lengthy process. So to answer your question about rejection, the rejection was needed for me to learn that not everything is easy. Everyone wants the easy way out. They want to create success. They want to become rich and this and that. I don't want to get rich. I want to get rich for sure. And if you want to get rich for sure, you have to go through the process. And the process may not be what you want or what you want or what I want. It's what God wants. And if God wants you to go through that process of going through rejection, ridicule, pain, whatever it may be, utilize it to your advantage. Like, why would you run away from the most valuable thing on the planet? Pain is the most valuable thing. For example, if this thing is hot and I touch it, what does my body say? Whew, it's hot. What happens? Am I thinking about my mom at this moment? No. Am I thinking about you at this moment? No, the only thing I'm thinking about is, holy shit, it's fucking hot. So when you have pain, it's a direct signal for you to say, hey, pay attention. Something is going on in your life right now. You need to pay attention and change something. So a lot of people, they look at pain and they run away the other way. So when you get rejection, I'm like, perfect. You said no? Thank you so much. Because you didn't say no to me. You said no to yourself. Because I could have offered you an amazing product. I could have offered you amazing service. I could have gave you an amazing conversation. I could have given you an amazing 5 minutes of my time. You didn't want it. Next, who wants my time?
Oh, okay, I like that.
So I don't look at it as I lost out. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for this person that they did not get a chance to spend time with me.
Because listen, when someone is out door knocking, they know that they're not going to win all the doors. But at that second, when 5 doors just close the door on you, how do you motivate yourself to go to the next one?
So, because I've knocked on different stages. I've knocked when I was dirt poor, right? I knocked when I had 50 grand in my bank account. I even knocked when I had $1 million in cash liquid sitting in my bank. And I remember those days. I'm like, the guy closed the door and literally cursed me out like a dog. He literally, fuck you, what are you doing in my house? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I was with my friend. I'm like, I got over $1 million in my bank. I don't have to do this shit. I'm doing this because I'm teaching my guys. I don't have to do this shit. Like, this guy is sitting here in a bullshit ass donkey house. I'm like, next.
Yeah.
So at that moment, but that was a crazy stage, right? But when I was busted broke, I'm like, this guy has no idea what's coming to him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make so much money. Like, I use that as fuel. Watch when I drive by your fucking house.
Yeah.
Watch what's gonna happen. I'm gonna show you. So I use these people as enemies. So you can have enemies fuel you in the right way, or you can. And listen, I don't know if it's healthy. Ask a psychologist. I don't know, but it worked for me. Okay, it was healthy for me because it made me excited to go out there and grind. So on a Saturday or a Sunday, when everyone was sleeping, when everyone was tired, when everyone was chilling, everyone's going to parties, smarties, I didn't do that. I was like, I'm gonna grind today. I work 100+ hours a week for years. I started to go out recently. I didn't go out when I was younger. I did maybe a small percentage here and there, but not the way some people do in Miami. Oh my God, people are partying on fucking Monday nights.
Good for you. Yeah.
So it's a choice, it's a decision you have to make, and rejection is a fuel. Use it to your advantage. I'm looking for the ones that want to say yes. And this is the example I give my sales guys. You have 500 rocks, okay? Well, let's say 250 rocks, right? For 250 doors, you're gonna knock that day, right? Whether it's real estate, which I highly recommend you could do, or cold calling, whatever it may be, right? You have 250 rocks. And I tell you right now, under those 250 rocks, there's 3 nice 1 diamond carats. Three diamonds. You pick up 1 rock, nothing. You can only do 1 hand at a time. You pick up 1 rock, nothing. 5 rocks, nothing. 20 rocks, nothing. 50 rocks, nothing. Are you closer to the goal or farther?
Closer. Beautiful. Well said. Wow.
Right? So most people, they think, oh my God, 50 people said no, 2 people. Bro, you're literally closer to the goal.
Yeah.
And the law of averages say, which is what I teach all my sales guys, law of averages, right? Like if I take this water bottle and I drop it, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna float or is it gonna drop? It's gonna drop. Why is that? Law of what?
Gravity.
Law of gravity. So there's a law of averages. If you talk to enough people, if you're an idiot, if you have 1 tooth hanging in your mouth, you have 1 eyeball, you're going to get a customer say yes. It doesn't matter about your looks. It doesn't matter about your communication skills. If you just go through enough conversations, you will get a sale. Law of averages. Now, add skill set on top of that, oh man, you can have less conversations and have higher results. What most people do is they have higher law of averages in the beginning because they suck, so the work ethic is amazing. They're pounding, they're calling, they're knocking, and their skill set is at 0, and they get a little bit of a result. Oh wow, real estate works. I got a house sold, 1 listing this year. But then what happens is they get lazier because the skill set gets better, and they start decreasing what? Their work ethic.
Yeah.
So now their talent gets them the same result, and they wonder why they're still in the same position. But a guy like myself, not that this is humbly speaking, my work ethic was fucking insane.
And it still is.
And my skill set got crazier. So as my skill set got crazier, I did not decrease my work ethic.
So you still door knock?
No.
No.
Because now it's a different place. Now it's not about getting $100, $500, $10,000 sale. It's now about building teams. Because I learned the secret. The secret is not knocking on the door.
Yeah.
The secret is to leverage your time, leverage your money, and leverage other people's efforts and energy. But you have to be in that place first. You have to start somewhere. Right? But I was knocking up until 2018, 19. I was knocking. I didn't care.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And I had millions in my bank. I didn't give a shit. Because to me, it wasn't about ego.
Yeah.
It was about, I want to get rich for sure.
Yeah.
What can I do to perfect the game and show my guys that, dude, you have 100 grand in your bank account. Why are you still not knocking?
You know, when you ask these questions from everyone, you are curious. Now, you mentioned a couple times, I want to be rich, I don't want to be rich, I want to be rich for sure. Why?
Because I grew up so poor. My mom and my dad collectively made $11,500 a year for years. So we grew up on food stamps, Medicaid.
And in America.
In America, which in a Canadian money, I don't know what it is,
9.
but
Do you have siblings?
yes, we have 2 younger brothers. They're twins.
Because I share a very similar story to you.
Yeah?
Yeah. With
So I grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment
Yeah.
with me, my mom, my dad, and my younger brother. So it was a 750 square foot apartment. And I lived my entire life. The living room was my bedroom. That's how I grew up. So for me, my parents were like, one day you have a room. We're going to make a room for you.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that fucking room.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay. So I said, fuck that. I make my own fucking
Exactly.
room, right? But
Yeah.
that was. I grew up so poor, and I remember we used to have deliveries of food come into our house every Thursday night. A Jewish program would come and deliver food all the time, and they used to ring the doorbell and run away because they didn't want you to be embarrassed if
I
you're
know.
giving the food.
Yeah.
And one time I was waiting by the door because I knew it was Thursday night. The food's coming at 7 o'clock at night. The guy rang the doorbell. I opened the door and I saw his face, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I'll never forget his face. He had a bald head with glasses. I'll never forget his face, and he was like, and he just ran away, right? And I was like, I'll never forget. Thank you for delivering those food because we grew up very poor.
Yeah.
That was our life. That was our life.
But would you change anything?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. I feel
Absolutely not. Because if it wasn't for those challenging moments, if it wasn't for those beatings, if
Yeah.
it wasn't for those mental, see, I hate physical pain, but mental and emotional pain is another level.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling it in your head.
Yeah.
And it stays with you longer. Physical pain hurts, but like you can numb it with some codeine or
You
whatever you
heal.
can do.
Yeah.
You
Your
can heal
body
it.
heals automatically.
Mental and emotional pain, it's tough. You got to go through a lot of therapy, which I did. You got to go through a lot of you got to go a lot of conversations with yourself. You need God for that.
Big time.
So for me, I would not change it because I am who I am today. I am ruthless.
Yep.
I am a monster in the business. I'm able to negotiate crazy deals because like the things that people complain about, I'm like, really? I'll give you guys an example. I was in a relationship for 6.5 years, and we broke up last June, okay? And it took me, this might sound crazy to you, but it took me a week to get over it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and I'll tell you why. No, girls hear this like, oh, you're crazy. Not because I didn't love her. I loved her. She was awesome. I didn't love her. I wasn't in love with her, but still, being with someone for 6.5 years,
6 years.
takes a long time. So what happened? I just told myself, this is the best thing that can ever happen.
Yeah.
God has an amazing
Transmute.
opportunity for me. You want to know crazy? 3 months later, she got pregnant. She's 4 months pregnant now. God bless. With a guy, that's not me.
So what? You told yourself this is the best thing that happened?
Absolutely.
Transmute.
And that's it.
I took that situation and I tried to try to get her back that first couple of weeks, but then I realized, what am I doing? I'm like, wait a minute. God is giving me a sign and a pathway to get out of the situation.
Do something.
What? She's not a bad person. She's a great person. Just wasn't for me. We weren't compatible.
Yeah.
An amazing person. Just not for me.
Yeah.
Not what I was looking for, right? Because I give you an example. I want to grow. You don't want to grow. Does that mean you're a bad person? No. It just means we're not compatible.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You know, if
That's
you have,
very important. When you talk to successful people, most of them are either single or with another successful person. Because you can't really, when somebody
it's the
else
paradigms. It's
Yeah.
the paradigms. The paradigms are completely different. I'll give you an example. So I'm very good with money as an example, and she wasn't good with money. It doesn't work. You have
Yeah.
conversations like, hey, why are you willing to spend your last $1,000 on some bullshit? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Or you got a $10,000 check. Why would you spend $10,000 on some nonsense? Like, it doesn't even make sense, right? Or like putting rims on a truck. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I drive the truck that I bought her, right? God bless her soul. It's a Chevy Silverado because I don't believe in buying liabilities. Assets. The only liabilities, even like this watch is a liability, even that. But you can still sell it back to whatever.
Yeah, you can still- you
but
make
but I
money.
still do not like liability.
Yeah.
I like assets. If it pays me every fucking month, I'm happy.
wanna-
Because I want to be rich for sure.
For
I
sure.
want to
rich.
unpack
Not
that.
rich.
I want to unpack that a little bit because
Sorry?
I want to unpack that.
Okay.
We had a little chat in there.
Okay.
And you're like, about real estate.
Okay.
And buying real estate.
Okay.
Right. So I want to know your views on assets.
Yeah.
And versus liabilities and what you're doing to leverage. Like, if I give you $1 million right now, what are you doing with that? How are you going to leverage that money?
So it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, right? Everyone has different goals.
Yeah.
So if your goal is to become super rich,
What's your goal?
my goals
This is
is
for
to
you.
so for me, my goal right now, if I have $1 million, which is not a lot of money, but it's enough to do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Well, number one, where can you put that money to make you money? Not in things that are like crypto, things that I know. What do
Yeah.
I know? I know salespeople. I know business. I know how to build relationships with people. So I know enough about real estate, right? Because I want to invest in multifamily. Like right now, I'm looking for deals. I'm here for real estate. You can get some fucking deals, right?
Multifamilies are the
Right? So multifamily is where
Yeah.
I would put my money because I love multifamily because
Agreed.
it's a sure thing.
Agreed.
Or business.
Yeah.
Or even better, if you've never had $1 million in your bank account before, what I would recommend you do is invest in yourself. The best investment I ever made was not any business or not even my fucking team. The best investment I made was on myself.
Beautiful.
Those $12.99 fucking books.
Yeah.
Magic of Thinking Big, Think and Go Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, business books, success books, relationship books, communication books. All those books changed my fucking life.
Yes.
Who I am today and what I'm speaking about, what I live my life. Because the way I live my life, on camera, off camera, is the same.
No, you're the exact
It doesn't
same.
change.
You walked in, you're like a ball of friggin' energy.
Yeah, because my life doesn't change.
Yeah.
I am who I am. It's living your authentic self,
Big
being
time.
who you
Huge.
are, and it's not like I don't have to front. Come to my house, check my cameras out. You'll be surprised that I wake up in the morning. The devil's afraid when I wake up because I'm excited about life. I'm excited about where I'm going. So the best investment I will make is number one is yourself. Number two is find an asset, right? So yourself, which is a skill set, your mindset, your tool sets, right? And then maybe a business that you know about. 99% of you guys should not even think about being a business owner. 100% not. You have no fucking idea why you should. You hear entrepreneur. What does that mean to you? Are you willing to sacrifice 90 to 100 hours a week?
Being an entrepreneur means you're not working 9 to 5 for someone, but you're working 16 hours for yourself every day.
Being an entrepreneur has nothing to do about you. It has everything to do about everyone around you.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's never been about you. It's not going to be about you. So if you're trying to make it about you, be an employee. It's a great place to be. And as a matter of fact, we need more employees. We don't need more entrepreneurs. There's enough fucking entrepreneurs out there. Oh my God. I do videos sometimes like, you entrepreneur? Come on, I'm bullshitting me, man.
Oh, you know what? I actually have a question about that.
Yeah.
You've talked to a lot of people at the corner of the street. So,
Pacific Corner.
what was the weirdest career someone had that you interviewed, and you couldn't believe that this career would make that much
So
money?
there was a gay man, that video blew up. It was a gay man who sold a dirty underwear to other people, and they would pay him $300, $400 for those underwears.
Because I saw you were interviewing.
I swear to God, I have that video.
You were interviewing this
How much did you sell?
OnlyFans guy.
$350? Yeah, OnlyFans guy.
That guy.
Well, not that. I met a couple of OnlyFans.
OnlyFans guy that was selling his underwear.
Yes.
That guy?
Yes.
He sold his own
knew
underwear.
you were gonna. You know how I came up with that question?
Why? Because I sent him that
I
video?
watched that and I'm like, this is weird. Let me
was
ask him
fucking
what
weird.
is.
He sold his own underwear
Yeah.
for
From the gym.
$350.
He was not bad.
So he would go to the
Gym.
gym, get a nice and, nice
Do
and
some
sweaty.
cardio?
He had to do some cardio.
30
He
minutes
sold it.
Stairmaster?
45 minutes.
Wow.
So it's the extra drip. After 30 minutes, it starts dripping.
How much?
$300, $400, $500?
Was he
Oh my
vacuum sealing
goodness,
that?
I wish I
Was
could
he
do
vacuum
that.
sealing it, keeping
No
them all
fucking
moist?
idea. I wasn't one of his customers. If you want, I can hook you up with him.
Yo, Matt have to test this product though. You know what I mean?
You got to test the product,
See what
right?
this 350 is
It's
about.
so interesting that you said that.
But I mean, I've had some weird ones. I've had some crazy situations.
Because you need no skills for that.
Oh, you need a skill. What do you mean?
You need
Still
sales.
sales.
Sweating is a skill.
Sweating is a skill. Cardio.
Being smart enough to offer to sell your underwear.
I mean, I haven't interviewed, but I've heard, you see it all over the internet, girls selling fart jars and shit like that. I'm like, dude.
Jars?
Yeah,
Fart
fart
jars.
jars. I don't know what sick fuck wants to buy that shit, but hey, there's a
Like
market.
a
Listen,
wa-
there's a market for anything.
Air?
You fart in a jar.
You fart in a jar.
Yeah. Don't let
I
it
was like,
escape.
dude, I can give you eat some beans the night before, you know what I'm saying? Get some hot chili. But there's money to make. Listen, if you want to make money, it's not difficult to make money. The challenge is not making money. The challenge is making money consistently over a long period of time where it's not requiring your energy to always keep putting energy in. So you have to build people and you have to build systems. Those are the two things you have to do.
Let's jump into this building now.
Okay.
Okay? Someone out there who's
I told him he doesn't need the questions.
built up the skill set's improving, have a confidence, they need to start leveraging now. What does that first hire look like? What are they looking for? How are they going to start to build this, the who, not how?
Okay, so these are the skills that you need, in my opinion, to become a good, successful entrepreneur,
Yeah.
okay? Because you have to get good at sales. Every single person that you saw become a billionaire or even a crazy successful millionaires, they understood that sales is important. What is sales? Transfer of energy, persuasion, learning how to figure out what's important for the other person. We talked about it earlier about being interested versus interesting. Okay, great. You know how to sell. But just because you're a great sales guy, that does not mean you're going to be a great business owner. And a lot of people, what they do? They go from being a salesperson to, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Great. And then you go from making 200 grand or 250 as a salesperson back to what? 30 grand. And like, what happened? Well, because you don't understand, there's a lot of components to being a business owner. One of the main ones is that you should not be doing everything by yourself. You need to have other people helping you. You need people.
Delegate.
Well, you need to delegate, but you can't just say, here, Tara,
Yeah.
here, do this
You gotta
shit.
lead.
No, you got to know how to do it the right way.
Train them.
Leadership.
Yep.
And a lot of people lack leadership because they focus so much on the skill set of being a salesperson and selling a product, but they don't focus on how to be a good leader. And that's the challenge, right? Being a manager is easy. You just sit there and you manage shit because you're not creating any kind of growth. Managers don't create growth. Leaders create growth.
Yeah.
Right? So when you become a leader, that's the next step. So you become a salesperson. Then you have to learn how to train other people, right? Before you start, if you're going to lead other people, you got to learn how to train them. Can you take your skill set and transfer it into another human being? If you cannot do that, why are you thinking about being an entrepreneur? Like, why?
Yeah.
So I went through that Ascension program through those years. That's where the growth came really quickly because I learned how to sell. I learned how to train other people so you can duplicate yourself. And then I learned how to equip other people by giving them the tools necessary so they can help me train other people with them. So now it's me and you training people. So it's leveraging time and energy. So it's 3 of us now training versus just me by myself spending 100 hours a week.
So you're
And you learn all this
compounding
where?
it.
I mean, books,
Over
audios, events, podcasts. I mean, I'm a sponge to information, mentorships. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaches, mentorships. I didn't just go here, 20,000. No, selectively who I want, what I need, what kind of skill set can he teach me. You know, I like to be around people that are better than me, faster than me, sharper than me.
For sure.
You know, to me, this is how I look at it. If someone's making less money than me, I want to serve them as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
If someone's making more money than I am, I want to learn as much as I can.
Exactly.
So I'm either giving or I'm taking from above, right? I don't want to take from the guy that's making less than me. I don't like. I even told a guy I was talking to earlier. He's like, "Do you do podcasts all the time?" I said, "Listen, if a guy has one fucking viewer, I think I was talking to you. I don't know. One
Me
viewer,
and Nikki.
you and Nick, one viewer. I'll go on the podcast. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Why do I care? That one viewer could be the next fucking Jeff Bezos. I don't fucking know. Maybe that guy's gonna say. I've had videos of people I had text messages on my Instagram. I did not commit suicide because of your video. I had a guy when I went to California in 2019, drove 3.5 hours just to give me a hug because he didn't commit suicide because of one video I made. I don't know what video I did, but one video he saw, he's like, "You changed my life."
Yeah.
Honestly, I agree because as salespeople, especially when sometimes you can't win all the days. Sometimes you're not in the best mood. And honestly, I hate social media, but I actually stop scrolling when I watch your videos. And I love that you actually find people that are successful. And when I watch it and I see, okay, I got to keep going because this person did it. And all they're saying is that just keep going.
But you see, just that comment right there, it's worth it. It's worth it to take the time and energy and resources to go pay someone to video, pay an editor, pay a social media guy to sit there and post, like do all this work that it takes to do it. It's 100% worth it.
I'm telling you, it's worked on me. You are one of the people that I actually watch on Instagram because I hate social media.
And the key thing is you're yourself, man. A lot of people fail to or try to put on this mask. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, when the camera turns on.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is
But you know what?
Michael.
It's so funny because he's like that, and also with me when he wanted to interview me, he's like, "I want to ask you a question." I'm like, "Let's go." He's like, "Oh, you're ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, always."
Yeah.
I'm myself.
I have some people ask me, "What are the questions?" I'm like, "If I tell you the questions, I'm not interviewing you."
Yeah.
Well, I don't do that. I want you to be you really. I don't want you to think. Go ahead, talk. Because when you talk from the heart, you speak the truth.
Big time.
Like if you wake me up in the middle of the night, what will I say? What will you say?
Yeah.
Are you talking about your dreams and your goals? Like what are you talking about? So if you wake someone up in the middle of the night, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Let me go back to sleep.
I ain't going back to sleep. I'm up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Call me later.
Call me later.
But it's that abundance. You know what I mean? Like you're
100%.
attracting all this stuff to you.
I want to talk about that. That's so crazy.
People catch the vibes. You know what I mean? You emit this energy from yourself. It makes
attract.
life easier. You know what I mean? It's like that.
100%. Everything to me, it just.
Yeah, and you can see
just
that, and I can
comes.
resonate really heavily with that too. You know what I mean? And it just makes things. You're in play. You're in play all the time.
I'm in what they call the jet stream.
The jet stream.
Right?
Tell us about that.
So a jet stream is basically when you have an airplane flying, they usually use jet streams to help them push them forward to their destination. Because there's a lot of energy to get from one place to another with an airplane with 1,000, 300 people on the airplane, and you have all this massive immersion of pushing the airplane. There's tons and tons of metal to push it to the location. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But what they usually do is find the jet stream. The jet stream is where the air pushes the jet. And it's like you feel like it's like you're kind of like in that zone, like the second wind for soccer players, right? What happens when you go to the gym or you start doing treadmill, or you go to the soccer game or whatever, you're trying to run, the first 15, 20 minutes, you're like,
Brutal.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
20 minutes hits. You hit that second wind. Once the second wind kicks in, you can run for hours.
Yeah.
For hours, because you're in the second wind, you're in the jet stream. So most people, you know what they do? They do just enough work to piss themselves off. They get close enough to the second wind and they stop. They get close enough to the second wind and then they stop. They get close enough to the second and they keep doing this constant yo-yo shit and they wonder why they're not having an easy time. But what you need to do is just go all the way in, just go commit, go all in, get into the jet stream, get into the second wind, and boom! Now you don't have to exert as much energy because you got the jet stream carrying you. You got the second wind carrying you. And now everything becomes effortless. You touch it, boom, everything's amazing. And things just go your fucking way.
Yeah.
So most people, in my opinion, what I like to say is they like to boil water at 211 degrees. And then you guys are Celsius, so I'm gonna say 99. Boiling water is 100?
100,
100,
Okay,
yeah.
they do it at 99 Celsius.
Yeah.
Can you boil water at 99 Celsius?
No.
No. What happens to that water?
Doesn't boil.
It's hot as shit. You touch it, ooh, it's
Yeah.
hot, but it ain't fucking boiling. So most people operate their life at 99 Celsius. And they wonder why. Why is my left not going the way I want? You're not doing above 100, Bubba.
Exactly.
Baba?
You gotta push.
Yes,
Come on,
Baba.
Baba.
Yes, Bubba.
It's a beautiful thing, man. When you're over that 100.
When you're over the 100, and then things come to you effortless.
Yeah, big time.
Because all the it's like going to the gym. The first 6 months is the hardest. It's the hardest. You don't see any results. Your shit hurts. Your mind hurts. Your ass hurts. Everything hurts.
Yeah.
6 months after, you're looking into the mirror. You see a little blubber go away. You feel good. It's just like getting six pack. Same shit. Same shit. It doesn't change. Success principles do not change.
Yeah.
What changes is what needs to change is your mentality,
Yeah.
your mindset, your actions. That's what needs to change.
So obviously you are very happy with your life, and
Extremely.
I love that for you. So where are you going? What's the next step? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
5 years, I would love to be married and have children. That's a big thing because at the end of the day, making all this money doesn't do shit. When I go home every night, I sleep with one girl.
Okay.
Her name is Bella. She's my little cat.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
man. Let's go.
Oh, you guys are
we're
more
becoming
cat
very
people.
similar people, you and
I
me.
got a Bengal cat, okay?
Okay.
It wasn't by choice. It just happened, so I have a Bengal cat. So me and my little girl, we're sleeping
We love a
there.
cat dad.
But I would love to have a woman with me that's going to be my wife.
What are some steps you're taking in order to find your woman? Because relationships these days just
Oh
don't
my God,
happen.
welcome to freaking Miami. You guys are in Toronto, so a little bit different. In Miami, I feel like everyone's having a good time. Let's have a good time. Like time as in today. So what I'm looking for, I have a list, and I might get butchered in the comments for this shit.
That's okay.
I have a list of 100 things I'm looking for in a woman.
Perfect.
Okay.
You written down.
Oh, absolutely.
Beautiful. Me too.
100%. And I know exactly what I'm looking for. So there's 7 areas of life, okay? There's the physical, there's the mental, there's the emotional, there's the spiritual, there's the financial, there's the recreational, and there's the relational. Those are the 7 areas of life. Tell me anything you do, it's in one of those buckets. So let's talk about the physical. I need to be attracted to the girl physically. If you look at your wife, you go, I fucked up, man. You can't do that as a guy. Now, for a woman, it's not physical. It's what? It's more what they hear.
Yeah.
The words that come out of the mouth, the promises, all this. That's why girls get always bamboozled by guys that have sweet talk, right? But us guys, we had to be attracted to them physically.
100%.
The first thing, I'm not saying that's the only thing you look for,
it's important.
but that's the first thing. When you look at a girl, oh wow, she's cute. I like that. So I got to be attracted to her. Then there's a lot of list of that, right? What kind of girl do you want? What kind of hair? What kind of this and that? So I have a list of those things, right? Then I have mental. For me, mental is important. Is the person, like one of the things, are they willing to grow? Do they read books? Do they educate themselves? Oh, do they know everything? Oh, you know everything? God bless your soul. You're not for me. Are you growing yourself? Are you becoming a better individual? So there's a lot of things I need mentally. Then emotionally, right? Emotionally, I will never be with someone that does not have control over their emotions.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence is massively important. And a lot of people lack that these days because they feel like doing something. So it's all based on fucking feelings. And it's not based on feelings. When you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like going to the gym. It's not based on feelings. What I learned a long time ago is that champions, they do shit, then they feel good. Versus everyone wants to feel good to do shit.
Yep.
Complete opposite. So I don't do things based on my feelings. I didn't feel like coming here today. Who the fuck wanted to drive 30 minutes from Miami to
Yes,
Fort?
you did.
I didn't feel like it.
You wanted to.
Maybe. I didn't feel like it. Fuck feelings. I didn't feel like going to the gym this morning. I didn't feel like working today. I didn't feel like going to sleep early last night. I didn't feel like doing anything. But guess what? I did it, and then guess what? I feel great. So I
Okay.
learned a long time ago.
Yeah.
You have to do things and you feel great. So that's the emotional. And then that was the mental. Then it was the physical. I'm just giving you guys little tidbits.
But that's okay. We all have the list. What are the steps you're taking in order to find that
So I'm
woman?
I go to the synagogue.
Okay.
Right? So girls pass by, girls go to events. I go to different events. My eyes are fucking
What kind
open.
of events? You don't go to the club.
No. I'm not finding a wife in a club. Okay?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So we're not going to look for a girl in the Kiki for the river, right? We're not doing that, okay? We're going to find a girl in a setting where she is probably, I don't know. That's the thing. I'm doing
Where
what I
is she?
can.
Where's your woman? Is she
I
at
don't
the
know.
library?
I listen.
He's still-
This is what I told
open.
God. I literally told God. I told God
An
this.
inspiration.
Don't tell me where she is. Just give me the tracking number, baby.
Yeah.
I'll find that girl. I need the tracking number.
That's what I'm like. Where do you go? Where do you go to meet people
I
that are
don't
like
know.
you?
I don't listen.
sounds
I'm
like a
on,
personal
listen,
question.
You're on the apps. Listen, you could be on the apps. You could be on the Instagram. As a man, I'm not gonna wait for a girl to message me or come to me. I have to find her. I'm a hunter. I gotta pursue. So I gotta DM. I gotta look. I gotta keep my eyes open. I gotta talk. I gotta conversate. My tentacles are everywhere. but I know what I'm looking for.
Different pillars.
And I know within 30 fucking minutes of conversating with someone,
Yeah.
for me or not for me.
For sure.
Or potential or no potential.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's not only physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's all those other areas that we talked about. So it's really important. So you could talk to someone and they can have an L on their freaking forehead after 2 weeks. I've been fooled before. Happens,
So
right?
when was the last time you went on a date? Ooh, a long time ago. You're thinking too long.
In the past, I'll tell you right now, for me, I've been on 2 dates in the past 7 months.
And
I don't
then-
date unless unless I see intention. No,
energy.
I'm not wasting my time.
It's time and energy. I
First of
agree.
all,
I'm the
forget
same.
about the money. 200
Yeah.
bucks, 200, but what fucking time?
Yeah.
I gotta sit there and go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a
It's not for me.
commitment, man.
So I need to figure out who they are
Yeah.
over the phone or video chat before I meet them, and then I'll sit down with them.
Okay, so 2 of them not successful.
One of them was not successful. So I'll tell you what happened. So one of them, everything was great. She lived in Los Angeles. I went to Los Angeles.
Oh, that's
showed
why you
up-
were in Los Angeles. Okay.
Well, this was in August. I went to Los Angeles.
okay.
September or yeah, no, I
September,
went to
'cause I was watching your
I went to
stories.
San Diego. I went to San Diego. What am I talking about? I went to San Diego because there was a wedding my friend had. I was like, oh, meet me in San Diego. So I got her a train ticket. We showed up. Great weekend, great everything. Everything was awesome. I come back on Monday. I'm blocked everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? It made no sense.
Wow.
I found out what happened. It was her
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend got involved. It was bullshit. Like,
Interesting.
I was like, wow, never doing this shit again. Like, perfect. Then I meet this Persian chick, right, that lives in Los Angeles. I've been talking to her for a couple of months, but the long distance is just challenging, and
Doesn't
she was
work.
with her family, this and that's a little bit challenging. So right now I'm at in this moment where like
And
I
then
don't.
what? Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm Jewish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the Persian parents would be okay with that.
They're Jewish.
They are?
There's Persian Jews, there's Muslim Jews, there's Christian Jews. Absolutely.
Okay, so I will talk to the parents and make it happen.
Alhamdulillah.
There you go.
Alhamdulillah.
That's why you're
I
here, Tara.
talk to them. Give
She-
me.
she's your missing
make it
piece.
happen.
Huh?
She's your missing piece.
She's the missing piece.
That's
That's
item
why.
101.
Item 101. Well, you know what I did? I add actually 101. There's actually 101.
They do?
Must be within 50 miles within my house. I'm not
There you
fucking
go.
doing that shit again.
There you
Exactly. I don't even talk to people that live in Toronto because I'm in Aurora.
It's very difficult.
Fair.
Listen, long distance, in my opinion, is brutal, especially for a guy like me. My love language is quality time.
Yeah.
Like, spend time with me. That's what I want. Because I can buy anything I want. Service, you buy anything you want.
yeah.
Laundry, cooking, cleaning, you can always buy that. You can't buy someone's time when they actually want to give it to you because they love you.
Yeah.
So to me, that's very important.
Yeah.
So spending time with me is important. And if you're like Carajo land, you know, it's not going to really help.
Yeah. And it's good that you know all this too, because it's like you treat it like a business. You gotta be like, you gotta know exactly what you want.
You
Have
gotta
that
know what you want. And
clarity.
you don't know what you want until you go through the shit.
You gotta
so
go through the shit.
I'm so
Eat
grateful, so grateful.
Same.
I thank God every day that I went through a long relationship for 6.5 years, because my longest relationship, to learn exactly what I want, what I don't want, what I need, what I don't need, and the compatibility that's important. So for a lot of young folks that are watching this, and be honest with you, let me tell you something. If you told me I should get married and then build my empire, no. Go build your shit as a man. Go build your shit as a man. Go build your business. Be who you need to be. And get the fucking money. Situate yourself. And then you can find someone. Because I really do think that business teaches you a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
Sales teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you who to be, who not to be. And then you can find someone. If you find someone at 22 and you're with them, God bless. It's amazing. But if you are fortunate to be single, or if you're fortunate enough to be single right now, use that time to go build yourself. Because it's like you said, we were talking, you want to be with someone that has the potential to be rich, right? That's amazing. Having the potential is everything, but you got to extract that potential. It's not going to come out by itself.
I love it. And I'm gonna leave off with 2 questions here. All right, there's gonna be some killer ones for you.
What a session.
Yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah.
Applaud. I have to give you an applause.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To start off with that. What was your biggest failure, and how did you overcome it?
I had a lot of failures. Matter of fact, 90% of my business has been failures. And one of the things that I learned is that you have to fail forward. John Maxwell talks about that. John Maxwell is a great leadership guru in the world. He talks about failing forward. That book changed my life at 20 years old. I read that book, and I read it multiple times, and I realized that the biggest lesson in life is to keep making mistakes. Keep fucking up. Keep failing.
Yeah.
Just don't make the same mistake twice. Right? So how many mistakes have I made? Shit ton. Will I make the same mistake twice? Absolutely not, because I'm a great learner.
Yeah.
Because a great student makes a mistake, but doesn't repeat that mistake. So if you ask me what's my biggest failure, I don't know. My biggest failure was myself. me learning how to grow myself and become a better me, that was the biggest failure. And I had to overcome that and challenge myself to become a better human being. So I recommend everyone that's watching this, fail fast. Fail as fast as you can. Who gives a fuck that your cousin, Uncle Joey are fucking laughing at you? It's okay.
That's fact.
Use that as flame. As a matter of fact, some people are so afraid to walk out their phone and go blah, 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 and just post it. They got to watch the video 50 times before they post it. You know what's crazy? I don't even see, you guys see the videos before I see my videos? I don't see my videos. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I record it. The videographer sends it to the editor edits it, the editor gives it to the social media guys, social media guy posts it, and people send it to me, oh shit, my video today, great.
I'm the same. What about you? Do you overthink your videos?
Like the podcast on autopilot.
There's nothing to think about.
I don't
I made a mistake.
You can't.
Here's a mistake. Ooh, there's a mistake. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
No,
You don't care, I don't care. Right?
can't.
So you just got to keep making mistakes and keep failing forward. Just don't make the same mistake twice. In my company, in my culture, make mistakes.
Yeah.
Make it twice, we're going to have a conversation, of course. Because why are you making the same mistake? Now you're showing that you don't care about making the mistake. You don't want to learn from the mistake. But make mistakes and learn from them. So those are some of my biggest failures. I had a lot. Lost a lot of money, made a lot of money. You know, burn relationships, made relationships. So there's a lot. There's a whole, I should make a book, How I Fucked It All Up.
Yeah.
By Michael Barayev.
I might buy that.
Should.
You would buy it?
Probably.
It'd be all my fuck ups.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
fuck up. First fuck up.
good.
But then,
That's solid,
if
man.
you actually do that, maybe people can learn from that and not do the same
It's
thing.
in the works. This is his
That's
marketing.
actually that's not a bad idea.
This might be his plug.
Because my mom always
I
tells me.
fucked it up.
My
How
mom-
I fucked it all up.
My mom always tells me you can't experience
You know what?
everything
You gotta send
yourself.
that to me. I like when I see an idea.
How
I
I
like
fucked
that.
it all
How
up.
I fucked it all up.
My
It's a
mom
good
always
topic.
tells me you can't experience everything yourself, so learn from other people's experience.
That's wisdom. I love.
Yeah.
That's wisdom. I wish we could have wisdom for everything, but sometimes you gotta go through certain situations.
Yeah, it's true.
I love wisdom. I look at my mentors. That's why you have coaches, you have mentors, you have podcasts, videos. Whoever's watching this is learning from my mistakes,
Yeah.
learning from our mistakes, learning all that stuff. That's amazing. But there's got to be certain mistakes you have to make on your own.
Yeah.
Nobody can talk me into the lessons that I learned by being in a relationship for 6 9. You cannot teach me those things. How to love, how to not love, how to listen, how to understand, how to be, empathetic, all these different things. I didn't know that. I had to go through that. Sometimes you got to experience it yourself. Go through the fucking dirt. Go through the shit. Come out of it, clean yourself up, move on. One of my favorite quotes, a mentor of mine told me a long time ago, right? He said, grab the fruit, burn the tree, and move on. Grab the fruit,
I like
burn
that.
the tree, move on.
I like that.
Means fail, take what you can from the situation. This tree's getting run at, you made a mistake. Grab the fruit, whatever you can, burn that tree. Goodbye, past, move forward. So the reason why I live this high intensity life is because I don't think about yesterday.
Yes.
It's like 5% of my life is living in the past.
Yeah.
80% of my life is in the future.
Huge.
15% is today.
That's a big one.
Like I'm already thinking about next week, next month, because
Yeah.
I'm so excited about where I'm going.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's exciting. And then
Yeah.
guess what? My 25-year-old self took care of my 30-year-old self. My 32-year-old self today is taking care of my 35-year-old self. And you just keep taking care of your future self
Yeah.
When is it done?
when I'm dead.
Exactly.
Okay.
And when I'm dead, hopefully that little dash, I have millions of people that show up to my funeral and say, Michael changed my life.
Yeah.
Because that's the only ripple effect that I can leave through my children and through the people I impact. That's the only thing I could do. Videos are thank God for Kodak or whoever invented this shit. Because I can inspire hundreds and millions of people with videos. I don't have to physically drive anywhere. I don't have to physically fly anywhere. I post a video, say some positive stuff, inspire a human being. He goes out there, does something amazing. Ripple effect. That's the most beautiful thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's true fulfillment. Right there.
100%.
What every human strives for, above
Wow.
all else.
We should. The world
What's the
has
second
to-
question?
The second question.
Oh, yeah.
And
Go
we're
ahead.
gonna go into the past where I know you only spend 5%.
Uh-oh. Gotta start digging.
All right. So we're gonna go back to New York. Little Michael trying to get jobs, failing, being told no all the time. You right now, 32-year-old Michael sees little Michael on the streets. Okay? You walk up to him. It's at the worst day of his life. No
Goosebumps.
hope left. What are you telling him?
I believe in you. And don't stop. Don't give up. Keep pushing. One day you're going to inspire millions of people. And it's going to happen not the way you want it. The process is not the way you want it, but the result is the way you want. You're going to get the result, just the process may be a little bit jaggedy, little bit fucked up, but it's okay. I believe in you. And I wish everyone could look at themselves and envision their 2.0 version of themselves at 80 or 90 years old. And when you're sitting there next to that individual, hopefully you could look at that person and say, wow, we're twin brothers. We're twin sisters. Instead of saying, who the hell is this person? Because you wasted your whole life on the potential. You wasted it all. So my biggest fear in life, I don't have fears. I'm not afraid of spiders. I'm not afraid of humans. You can eliminate humans. All this shit, right? What I am afraid of is two things. Losing God's love, because God loves me. I know that. He protects me. I feel it all the time. Losing his protection over me, number one, and his blessings. And number two is meeting that version of myself, Michael Barayev 2.0 version, and saying, oh my God, I could have been you and I didn't do it. Biggest fear. So every single day, I'm striving to be the best I fucking can be.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. There should be a video camera, a show on my fucking life, and that's how I live my life. It's very intentional. You come to my house, my dream boards. You go anywhere I go, everything is intentional. Because I don't want to miss out on being the 2.0 version of Michael Barayev.
Yeah.
That's the biggest, scariest thing for me. So when that dash happens, because 1991, dash 2000, whenever, when I pass away, I want that dash to represent something. I want it to be meaningful and not just a blimp in fucking reality. Like so many amazing people came to this world and created so many amazing things. And I want to be remembered as someone that inspired a lot of people and changed people's lives in a positive way. That's it. That's the only thing I can do. And I'm going to do that, which is why I do the social media stuff, which is why I do podcasts, whether it's one viewer or a million viewers. It don't fucking matter because that one person can change the world.
Yeah.
Love that, man. Well, shit. I feel
I
impacted.
just got goosebumps. It's
We're
been
all
amazing.
impacted. Matt's impacted back there.
One more thing.
My boy Mason is impacted. He just woke up from sleep.
I think the lights were impacted. But
One more
keep
thing.
doing
One more
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be invited to your wedding. Please.
You're really on this topic, eh?
She wants, because it's good.
She's really on this topic.
Good.
No.
Getting
because-
married is important.
No, because I've been thinking about the next 5 years, and I just haven't been to any weddings since I was 13.
Really?
Yeah, nobody gets
What?
married around me. I have not.
We're gonna get you some weddings.
And I was
Yeah.
a very fat, chubby kid, so I couldn't even dress up because I was very fat.
Really?
So I want to
We're-
go on
So you want to go to a wedding?
Yeah.
We're gonna get
Anyone
gotta get her
wants
to
to
a wedding,
invite me
bro.
to
We're
their
gonna get you some
wedding.
Why don't we just get you married? How about that? So you can go to your wedding.
What time is it? Okay, yeah. I can get married.
She's like,
I'm ready.
what time is it now? I'm ready.
4/12 on Matt's birthday. Let's get married. But Matt, to all your new friends, followers,
My new
people,
friends.
people who are like loving you off right now, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram, social media, Michael_Barayev. That's MICHAEL_BARAYEV. Find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Schmootube, all the Schmootubes.
Spotify, everywhere.
Am I on Spotify? I don't even know.
You will be on after this pod.
I listen to a podcast on Spotify, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah.
Okay. I should stop-
And this will be on Spotify.
Oh, yeah, Spotify it is.
But,
I don't know. I'm everywhere, baby. I'm omnipresent, baby. I want to be everywhere.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for accepting my invite and
course.
coming. I'm very happy I met this friend.
I do want a couple of guys, couple of girls to DM me and say I changed your life somehow, some way with some line or some positivity. We need some feedback, baby.
Let's go. Thank you, Matt, for coming.
God bless you.
You've been awesome.
Appreciate you.
God bless you too. And to everyone out there, you know what to do. Like,
see you guys.
subscribe, share. If you feel this will impact someone, a
Next
friend, someone who needs it, send it to them ASAP. Don't
You
waste any
should.
time.
This is very inspirational.
This can go a long way. But until next time, we'll see you guys.
See you guys in the next video.
Bye.